Thank you for welcoming me into this sacred moment as the Executive Director of PACT, which is a multi-faith, multi-issue community organization, but also as a member of the clergy. I come tonight simply to say we are here with you and we are here for you. This past couple weeks have been heavy. Here in our own backyard, students at Brandon High School used a symbol of hatred that wounded the Jewish community and wounded all of us. And across the world, violence struck at a gathering meant to celebrate life and faith. Different places, but the same ancient hatred. The same ache in the heart. PACT's faith leaders were clear in our statement this week. Anti-Semitism is not just an attack on Jewish neighbors. It is an attack on the moral fabric that holds all of us together. Where hate is tolerated, no one is truly safe. Tonight, I want to say that again, but more importantly, I want to say it to you. You are not alone. Havdalah marks the crossing between light and darkness. And tonight, on the eve of the winter solstice, the longest night of the year, we all feel that symbolism deeply. The darkness feels close. The shadows feel bold. And yet, people of faith have always known something that the world often forgets. That in the darkest of nights, we still choose to light the candle. Whether we light the Hanukkah as Jews or the Advent wreath as Christians, we hold the candle not because we light the candle, not because the darkness is gone, but because courage insists on showing up anyway. We light it because faith allows us to see what others cannot see. That is a future that is shaped not by fear, but by solidarity. Not by hatred, but by compassion. Not by violence, but by love that refuses to be extinguished. Tonight, the multi-faith community stands with the Jewish community of Silicon Valley. We grieve with you. We will show up with you. And we commit together to protecting the dignity, safety, and sacred worth of every neighbor. So I'd like to close with a blessing. May the light we kindle tonight travel farther than the darkness expects. And may we walk forward, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Sikh, and people of all conscience, choosing love again and again.
Good evening. Thank you, Representative Sam Liccardo, Senator Josh Becker, Mayor Matt Mahan, JCRC, and all the partners who brought us together for Silicon Valley United Against Anti-Semitism here at Shir Hadash. And thank you to every community member here tonight who recognized this as a moment to stand together and use our voices for students now and in the future. 3 weeks ago, a group of students stopped casually tossing a football on the Branham football field at lunch to take part in an anti-Semitic act, one that was recorded and spread rapidly across social media in our community, our nation, and beyond. Anti-Semitism, racism, and homophobia were present before that moment, but this act ripped off the veil again. It shocked us, it hurt, it frightened people, it angered people. It sparked conversations about Holocaust education, accountability, discipline, and what real repair should look like. Like other significant history, the Holocaust is taught in middle school and again in high school. Even in the short years between these lessons, students are constantly learning from the world around them. They must understand that this symbol is not history frozen in time. It lives on today in neo-Nazi and white supremacist movements that continue to threaten Jewish people and other marginalized communities. Adolescence is a time when students are shaping their values. And moments like this call us to teach not only information, but empathy, courage, and humanity. At Branham and across the UHSD, we are committed to meeting that call with intention, care, and action. Anti-Semitism is learned. It shows up in TikToks and memes, in media that is far too complex for adolescents to untangle, and in casual conversations that normalize harm. Schools are essential places of unlearning hate. We help students think critically, question what they see, and ground themselves in truth, dignity, and compassion. But schools cannot do this work alone. We are being asked to respond to deep problems that exist in the world, where political leaders, parents, and brilliant minds are struggling to find solutions, and education is only part of the solution. Families, faith communities, civic leaders, and neighbors all share this responsibility. The Havdalah candle and the Hanukkah remind us that light is strongest when its strands are joined and the candles are side by side. Let our joint efforts shine just as brightly as we work to interrupt hate toward Jewish people in our community.
Hello everyone, my name is Cormac Nolan and I am a senior at Branham High School. A few weeks ago, we as a community were attacked with a vile and appalling anti-Semitic incident where 9 uneducated students formed their bodies into a swastika. This automatically brought back memories of my visit to the concentration camp of Auschwitz and Birkenau, where 1 million Jews were slaughtered under the symbol those students praised. Standing at school, I felt completely disappointed and unwanted, but after taking to social media to bring awareness of the increasing anti-Semitism on not just my campus, but others around our district, I received an outpouring of support from friends and strangers across the country. I would like to personally thank my principal, Ms. Silbergeld, for all the support she has given to myself and others who needed someone to talk to. But this speech should not just be about the feelings that overcame me, but rather the necessity for education on topics such as the Holocaust. Far too many people do not understand how the Holocaust started and how complacency contributed to its escalation into a genocide. Furthermore, with the decrease in survivors of the Holocaust, future generations will lose that knowledge of the tragedies that occurred within Europe. We need new forms of education so that we may be able to combat anti-Semitism to the best of our abilities. But the Holocaust and the atrocities of the Nazi regime are not just a Jewish problem. It's an issue for those who are people of color, those with disabilities, those who are of different faiths, and those who stand for democracy. It is imperative for us as the Jewish community, as well as others who are advocates for Jews, to speak out even when you are the only one in the room to do so. The perpetuation of hate is caused by the collective action of society, people who do not speak out and refuse or neglect to tell others that this is wrong. While the issue at my high school has died down, the hatred that once littered the football field still leaves its mark. It is amazing to see so many here supporting our Jewish siblings, but I urge you now to speak out against hate, not only against us, but for all peoples, to speak out against prejudice and to speak out against the oppression of all minorities in need of support. Be the change you want to see in the world, and hopefully future generations will live a life of love.